Hi guys, I'm Sasha from MobileGeeks.com, and today it's all about 7-inch tablets, because since Samsung introduced the very first 7-inch tablet from a premium OEM back in 2010 in September at IFA, you can tell that a couple of other competitors brought 7-inch tablets to the market. But we are not talking about just another competitor, we're talking about Google right now, because they've just added the very first tablet to their Nexus line, and that's the Google Nexus 7. And we are about to review it right now. The Nexus 7 is Google's first tablet addition to the Nexus series, a category of devices that are co-designed by the guys from Mountain View and will always get the most recent version of Android OS. This time, the very first Nexus tablet is based on the design of the Asus Memos 370 and sports a 1.2 GHz Nvidia Tegra 3 quad-core SoC, which can step up to 1.3 GHz if needed. It comes with 1 GB RAM and versions of 8 for $199 and 16 GB for $249. The display has a resolution of 1280 by 800, and due to its IPS technology, it offers fantastic viewing angles with a strong staying contrast. Overall, the display is just a little nicer than you would expect for this price point. The 4325 mAh battery is good for way over 9 hours of continuous 720p video playback, or around 4 to 5 hours of playing a 3D game like Shadowgun or Dead Trigger. It was hard for us to define the standby time, but just trust me when I'm telling you, it will easily last a week or two. The Nexus 7 is 198.5mm high, 120mm wide, 10.5mm thin, and weighs only about 340 grams. Which doesn't only makes it fit into the back pocket of your jeans, it's also easy to hold with just one hand. The dimpled pattern on the back reminds me of these racing driver gloves of the mid-60s, and even though it looks and almost feels like leather, it's highly durable plastic, which just feels very comfortable in your hands. Pretty much the only limitation we've experienced were the lack of I/O and expansion ports. There is no HDMI out, and it also missed a micro SD card slot, so we would recommend to get the 16 GB version, because otherwise you will run out of storage space. The Nexus 7 is the first device shipping with Android 4.1, aka Jelly Bean, the latest version of Google's mobile OS. Compared to the previous version, Ice Cream Sandwich, it just feels zippy and nicer, which is mainly because of Project Butter. Google added some extra animation frames per second and little features like the dimming background of the home screen when you pull down the notification bar to give Android a smoother look and feel. Arranging new widgets or apps on your home screen is so much more comfortable with Jelly Bean, because it auto-arranges elements around a new widget or icon and would even resize a widget if it doesn't fit with its original size. If you want to get to know more about Jelly Bean on the Nexus 7, click here to check out our detailed walkthrough. Without a doubt, the highlight of Jelly Bean is the personal assistant Google Now, which you can easily access from the lock or home screen. This is somehow Google's version of Siri, even though it can do so much more. Whether you're looking for some information about a basketball player, how tall is Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant is 6 feet 6 inches tall.
Or your favorite baseball team. Show me the latest score of the Boston Red Sox.
The Red Sox beat the Indians 3-2.
Google Now helps you even when you have a strong German accent like me. The longer you use your Nexus 7, the more cards with information tailored to your needs will show up. It sounds a little bit creepy, especially in combination with Google Latitude, but after just a couple of days, it turns into an amazing, useful tool. Once again, we have more information about Google Now in our detailed walkthrough video. The Nexus 7 is also the first device that comes with a pre-installed Chrome browser, which makes it even more useful if you already use Chrome as your browser of choice on your desktop PC or notebook. Bookmarks and browser histories are synced, and in general, it almost feels like using a desktop browser rather than a limited mobile version. So what can you expect from a $199 tablet in terms of performance? Pretty much the same as from a $500 Android tablet, because that's exactly what we've experienced during our benchmark tests. The Nexus 7 is almost on the same level as the Asus Transformer Prime or even the Transformer Pad Infinity. You can play the latest 3D games without any frame dropping, and of course, it's also no problem to play back 1080p HD video content. Starting at $199, the Nexus 7 is an amazing tablet, and it definitely feels like a device that could sell for much more. The amazing screen and its solid performance in combination with a clean version of Android makes the Amazon Kindle Fire look like a device from the very first generation of Android tablets. Since the Samsung Galaxy Tab, I'm a fan of the 7-inch form factor because it fits much better to my mobile lifestyle than the 10-inch device. If you're considering to buy an Android tablet without wanting to spend big bucks, the Nexus 7 is our recommendation. This isn't only a great $200 tablet, this is a fantastic tablet in general.